I'm the man, yes sir, to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money before I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding because we all came from Hunger.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing you the StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh, yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen. We getting into that live action stuff, having a wonderful time. Big shout out to Malcolm Lee in the chat early. You know, anyway, shout out to everyone who came through, going and hit those buttons, sharing all that jazz. It helps the algorithm. They got to do what they got to do before I got to do what I got to do. So we getting into Star Trek Discovery. That's right. Let's fly. We talk about 2 episodes because last week we had LA Comic-Con, and I've dropped all the panels from that. We did Guilty Gear. There was a diversity cosplay panel. There was a writer's journey panel with Brandon Easton. There was supposed to be a Hannibal Taboo panel. Oh, but he was nowhere to be found. But anyway, point is, got all that stuff done last week. You know, of course, you know, your brother stayed masked up. He ain't play. You know what I'm saying? He won't out there trying to be like, all up in people's faces. But I got a little content for y'all, so enjoy that. Get your LA Comic-Con on. Then, I also had to deal with, you know, of course, Halo Infinite and all that jazz. So last week we couldn't get to it. So this week we're going to be covering 2 episodes. 3, which is what Choose to Live, and then 4, which is what is it? Tilly, what is it? All is Possible. You know what I'm saying? So we got some stuff to talk about. We got some stuff to get into. Real quick before we even get started, real quick before we even get into it, go in and let me know in the chat below, in the comments below, how you're feeling about President Rilak. Right? She about to get on my nerves, but please let me know how you feeling about the president-elect. All right, or the president. Was she elected, or was she just? Who made her the president? But anyway, let us know, as Hannibal calls her, President Karen. We got some things to deal with on her. So speaking of Hannibal Taboo, we're gonna go in and bring him on in right now. Believe that. That's what's up. We got Hannibal Taboo up in the spot, up in the place to be. What's up, young man?
What's good?
Good to see you. I just finished asking the chat and everybody up in them comments how they felt about President Rilak right now. Just to put a sprinkling out there. Because she about to get on my nerves.
First, President Karen is a problem, but that's not really the president. That's not the presidential office I'm interested in. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
President Tarina.
Oh.
Let me put it this way. If a Vulcan makes you some tea, that's basically like getting to second base with them. I'm just saying. So
yo, that was gonna be my next thing. Saru, aka Macaron Tone. All right.
Space Mac.
Yo. Saru be getting this mac
your meditation techniques, baby. Why don't you show me how to meditate?
Because it's true. If a Vulcan makes you tea, I'll agree. That's like getting to second base. This is like,
Bam.
Look, and she be looking at him sometimes. I'm like, oh, stop. Oh, you be getting them logical looks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's fascinating, dog. It's fascinating.
Because like last season, I was like, hold up. Is she peeping my boy? I was like, hold up now. So
she's looking for a taste of Kelpian that they didn't serve in the Terran Empire. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's a whole nother level right there. Oh, woo.
Oh, you missed all the really good jokes. Oh well.
Oh man, he made. So we got Solar Gray here too. Shouts to Malcolm Lee and Stress Free K up in this spot. Oh man. Yeah, that's right. We the first show calling her President Karen. That's thanks to Hannibal Taboo. You know what I'm saying? She's still acting up. That's true, Stress Free. And
acting up.
But yeah, Tarina, yo, look. Now I will say this. I have to give shouts to Lady Lisa before we start getting to the episodes for real. Lady Lisa was like, yo, what's up with that wig though? Like, why does it look like a helmet? like I thought we had more of a budget than your boy Tyler Perry, but at the same time, they got spaceships. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the wings, you gotta give and take a little bit.
Let's be fair. Now, first of all, the Mo Howard is a time-honored tradition amongst the Vulcans and Romulans from way, way back, from time immemorial. So please, let's not cut down on the Mo Howard, which is, I think you actually do put it on like a helmet. I believe it actually works that way.
Can't hear anything right now. Give me just a sec.
All right,
cool.
We can hear you. We can hear you, though. We can hear you.
Hear you guys. There we go. Change it up. I had to change it.
The hair, sometimes I'm like, maybe the hair is a little something, but I did like the fact that Saru, he was like, look, I'd like to learn about your meditation, girl. You know
what's good?
Like to, like to get, get up in your personal chambers, girl. Spend some personal time.
Yeah, where's the presidential palace? What are we talking about?
Man, look. Yo, because Navarre is different. This ain't Vulcan. You know what I'm saying? Rules is different.
It ain't. This ain't Vulcan no more.
I apologize for being late, but I love that I walked in on the discussion of, you know what? They got feelings now.
Oh, yeah.
Because see, last season I was thinking maybe, but now, it's definitely down. It's definitely going down.
Bro, all I got to say is this. I hear the word swag all the time, but that Saru walk might be working. It definitely works on Navarre.
It's like a slower, smoother George Jefferson. It's like Ain't no Star Trek Discovery review gonna give you these things.
That's the show. That's it. That's what.
No other Star Trek
everybody.
Discovery show is gonna give you these things.
We will not be more entertaining than that right there.
Oh my God.
You're not gonna get this nowhere else, y'all. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow.
I gotta say, man, I talk about every week how every Star Trek show you kind of got to give a chance because it takes until about season 3 for a Star Trek show to really find its feet.
Except Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lower Decks.
Lower Decks is different. Lower Decks
they were
is
just
different.
crazy from the beginning.
Lower Decks didn't try to make nobody happy. Discovery is actually carrying the load for the other Star Trek shows. So shows like Lower Decks and what's the animated one for kids?
Prodigy.
Prodigy.
They can just jump right to it. They ain't got to develop nothing because it's like, oh, you don't like us? Go look at Discovery over there. Because Discovery has found its feet. Oh man, Discovery has found its feet.
It put its foot in it. It put its foot all the way in it.
Oh no! It stood where it was. Like, season 1 was, I don't know. Well, do we bring in Klingons? Do we kind of bring in this Section 13? This where and then season 3 came along. It's like, no, this is what we're doing. We are doing this. We are going to show a new origin of the Federation. That's what we're doing. Y'all want to know how we came about and why we so good? Let me show you life without the Federation and what we actually do. And building a coalition is hard. It's like community organizing. It's hard, And bruh, I just gotta, just this episode 4. Good for Saru, but I gotta say, like, I'm always sketchy when writers bring on a new black person on a show. And I was kind of like, all right, who's this cat-eyed younger cousin of Idris Elba on this show?
He was there. Wasn't he there last?
Are we Manchester Black? Are we really doing that right now?
I'm just saying.
Black is respect.
It's not like it's, you know what? When the Next Generation came about, I was like, who is this old fool? He ain't my Kirk. So, it's real. All right. I'm not saying I'm a hater. I'm saying I'm skeptical. That is all. And then I'm like, oh, that's who he is. This guy is pretty cool. This guy is, and the way that they put him through the obligatory tragedy that every sci-fi show has to have. There's always one person on the show who loses their home. Always. There's just, it doesn't matter what sci-fi show in space, no matter what sci-fi story, some character's home, be it their country, their city, their planet, gets destroyed because somebody's got to bear that weight. And they blew up his, and I'm like, not a planet full of empaths. Oh man, this is not gonna be an easy healing process. And most shows would be like, oh man, my planet is gone. I am so busted up. Oh sigh, oh tragedy. For one episode. And the grief counseling with the doctor.
Yo, Hugh is one of the best doctors in Star Trek history, for real.
Hugh Cobra is the MVP. He's right up there with Phlox. Hugh Cobra is the man.
Bro,
Hugh actually seems like he cares about the people in the ship.
The hologram did not care. Dr. Pulaski did not care.
No.
Bev was busy crushing on Picard. She did not care.
In all fairness to Crusher,
on Bones.
In all fairness to Crusher, mostly everybody was crushing on Picard come season 3 with good reason. So, and Bones, he cared in a weird way.
Bones had better things to do though. He cared
in that grandpa way. He had this air of you're supposed to be better than that. Seriously, especially you, Jim.
Now I will say this, because you brought up season 1 and kind of how it went. It's funny seeing it from your perspective, because me being a not super Trekky, but kind of like growing up under my mom and like, you had to watch what your mom watched. And then kind of being removed from Trek for like tons of years, and then coming back a little bit, and then kind of being removed. When I saw the trailer for Discovery, I was like, oh, we might have something here. And then when I saw the first episode, I was like, oh, so apparently CBS ain't playing. Like, like the first episode, I was like, oh, y'all got real acting, real direction, and y'all spending some money on these effects. Like, oh, so you mean this? Okay. So I was sold first episode in. I was like, oh, okay.
The standard has risen for all Star Trek across the board. And we can really all thank the crew. And I don't mean the fictional crew. I mean the production crew of DS9 for that.
Okay,
But so the technical aspects, I was not surprised. Okay, I'm just like, no, like y'all, the J.J. Abrams franchise brought more attention. It brought some new fans, but it also brought some new fans with the 21st century expectations. And the writers knew that, so they did this whole every 3 episodes is a mini movie type thing. It's just they were real confused about those mini movies. It's like, are we dealing with the mirror universe? It was so much of, okay, it's a prequel, but here's all the stuff that you like from the original shows, and here's Easter eggs from previous shows that all the older Trekkies might have watched. So they have to cram all that in and still come up with original stories. And then it was set in the past, so they have to deal with all of the old species, like the Klingons and the Orions and the Andorians. And let's face it, the property has gone from the Federation is just coming to be with Enterprise, but that mainly dealt with more tech than actual interspecies relations. And when it did deal with the interspecies relations, everybody looked at Earth like, oh yeah, you're new to interstellar space travel. Now you want to combine everybody into this great big hippie commune in which you're cute. We were like that once.
Took her pregnant.
Huh?
What was that? Took her pregnant.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So when it was set in the past, it was still trying to find its feet, and it was like the whole Klingon plot really felt like, hey, you like Klingons? Look, we got Klingons. Check out the new show. But once it really found its feet in season 2 with Captain Pike, Michael Burnham with a more solidified identity, and the writers knew to connect her to Spock and then remove Spock. They used Spock as that dude that you trust that brought this person to the party. And then said, yeah, y'all talk for a minute. I'm going to go get some punch. And then an hour later, it's like, all right, no, your friend is cool. Kind of thing.
Cool. See, because I saw the Klingon thing, like, sometimes you step in something, can't get out. Sometimes you step in some mess. Michael she stepped in some mess, and that was it. And it's this is a thing now. We in trouble.
What I think we're not doing is we're not thinking a very, very important crew that definitely made this possible, which is the surprising number of people who are willing to sign up for another streaming service. That the strong subscriber base that came out, which was new Trek fans who came from Abrams, old Trek fans who wanted access to the library, and so on and so forth, all came together, and they were like, oh, great, then you can have your budget. Because the torchbearer storyline was based very heavily on the idea of we need to get to Worf, and to get to Worf, you have to build a lore, you have to build a thing, and luckily they're Klingons, so we can blow up a bunch of stuff. Klingons love blowing up stuff. That's great for ratings. We'll keep doing that.
That's great for ratings.
There are business realities that also inform story realities that helped out, and the most important element there, because if subscriber count had been half of what it was, a quarter of what it was, we would not have this. We would not have Lower Decks. We would not have Prodigy. We would definitely not have Strange New Worlds.
No, we probably would have Picard. Just Picard.
Exactly. And if we just had Picard, we would be done with this conversation. To keep it 1,000 with you with that finale.
Yeah, because look, Picard. Look, I tried, yo, but I felt like there was a much more interesting story in the corrupt Federation officials. I was like, hold up, well, what are we gonna do about this lady? Is we just gonna let that slide?
I would be much happier if the dude who had multiple hologram personalities of himself on the ship, if it was just him. If there was no other actors, just him on the whole show doing different accents. I would have been all in for that. I'd have been good.
I would only be on the same page with you on that one, Hannibal, if Robert Picardo made cameo appearances.
All right, now before we really deep dive, because I know we here 20 minutes. I know. We playing. But Stress-Free K says, speaking of Klingons that you brought up, Solar, will we see them this season? Because I'm curious to see how they dealt with the Emerald Chain. The Emerald Chain probably left them alone. I'm just from what I know about Klingons, there was probably like respect.
I think the exact opposite. Given the Klingons' natural predilections, given the Klingons' natural way of doing things, the second that the Klingons lost dilithium, they murdered them all. It's the only safe business choice. Especially for the Emerald Chain, the way they did business.
See, both of you guys.
I forgot about the burn. You're right.
Points. Both of you guys make amazing points. I will say that no, we will not see Klingons this season. Okay, I do not believe we will see Klingons this season because one, the Navarre story arc is a season-long story arc, and bringing in any other of the Star Trek stable big boys would just muddle up the story. Because dealing with Navarre, you're dealing with Klingons that have decided that it is illogical to continue to play your little game, and the Romulans, who have been a pain in the backside of the Federation since 1963. And yeah, I know the show came out in 65. I'm talking about from the initial writing. the Romulans have always been a pain in the backside. So bringing both of them to the table as not the big threat, but the story is already big enough. You don't want to muddle the water with post DS9 Klingons. You know,
my greatest, if there are Klingons left, given that these are Klingons without dilithium, they've gone feral. They are the most Klingon of Klingons. They would look at the torchbearer and say, "Oh, you weakling." I mean, they are whatever Klingons have managed to survive, not having dilithium, and everybody in the universe essentially thinking they're a threat, are the most dangerous Klingons we would have ever seen.
Yeah.
So under that light, I agree with Solar. I don't think we got time for that kind of Klingon. Cause
not right now.
That's not gonna be a meeting you want to take.
Nah.
You know.
So speaking of meetings, we meet a brand new young lady from the Kawat Malat or Manat. I'm sorry, Kawat. I know I'm messing y'all name up. Kawat Manat.
I just call them the Banff Warrior Nuns.
Yeah, like the Warrior Nuns. All right,
you're
out there. And the lady, she was from the movie called Slam, and she was on The Wire. Michael's mom. She gets to come back, so I'm like, cool. We get the mother-daughter thing.
Angel Warrior Nun, narcotics officer, girlfriend to the bad guy, and bringing out the dead, like the actress that needs all the work everywhere.
But Michael just called her mama. Called her mama.
Yeah, mama. And the funny thing here is she comes through, and the first thing I notice is what was the girl's name? I cannot remember her name.
Javine, I believe.
Javine, Javara?
I think it was Javine.
Javine. All right. So if we're messing up your name, hey, that's our fault. But anyway,
we're covering 2 episodes of an alien language.
Yeah, when she came in, I'm like, okay, so she's not trying to kill them, But then when she killed the captain or whatever, I was like,
Oh, the first officer?
First officer.
Yeah. Oh, first officer, sorry. I was like, you just created an international incident. Or I guess not international, but the version of that. You know what I'm saying?
There are nations.
Yeah, you can't just go to another planet and be killing people. All right, you just started something. And I do like how
Loaded gun under.
yeah.
Stuck in the middle.
I do like how Michael was like, well, she gonna go down for this, right? It's like, cause she killed a first officer. Like, that's not, because of course, remember.
The brother. Don't forget it was the brother.
Thank you. And Matt, because I was trying to hold that for a second. Now, this is the second time y'all hurry up and killing brothers all quick, all right? Y'all did it in Picard in the very first episode. And now you come on now. Come on.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna be the voice of dissent on this one.
Oh, you wanted him to die?
I would no.
He deserved to die? He was no angel? Is that what you're saying?
You got a little straw right here, bruh. Just a little bit of straw. I would normally be mad, except that since this is actually a representative and diverse cast, normally the black dude's got to be killed first, but it's the only black person on the show. And on this one, we got everybody and a whole bunch of black people. Now, I could be mad that it was a black man, because I've had this thing about Star Trek saying Rick Berman hates black men because it's always got to make us an alien or give us some sort of handicap.
Red on the face.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. But on this one, since I
so we're gonna let it slide.
Fingers, I can let it slide because we still got Manchester Black. Although he's an alien, he's not a deformed one, and he's got a superpower, not a handicap.
And he's got the flyest ship out there.
The best ship anywhere.
I mean, bro, it's like, you know what? We're sorry about how we've been treating the black people on Star Trek for the past 3 shows. Like, even when we had an example, it was like, no, he's half alien, and we'll make him a god, okay? But it's like, we're sorry about how we've been treating black people. Here's an awesome space pirate with teleportation technology that y'all been asking for. Here's, you know, the best doctor that we've ever written. Oh yeah, and by the way, here is the tiny black woman who goes from a little bit of a hothead to the captain that the president of Starfleet is going, look, I really need you. I would love to take you out of the field and make you my right hand, but I know you ain't leaving the field. So I have to do machinations to get your ship, but I'm gonna be putting you out to rebuild the Federation on your idealism. I'm kind of going, and Rice, plain old homegrown.
Commander Windsurfer.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm like sitting up going, all right, I'll let that one slide.
All right, cool. Okay,
but
cool.
You get that one. You get that one because I'm a big dude of content.
Okay. I'll reel it in just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do.
Just a little.
Stress-Free K said he was kind of stupid though. They were giving the dilithium away for free, so he didn't need to pick up a pike when Javini was wielding a sword. And then saying that the 2 black Vulcans in high positions seems like the black Vulcans are the purest. And from last season, it does seem like there's like, all right, you got the Kawat, then you got like the super like purest Vulcans, like, yo, look, the most logicalist of logical. And then you got like Tarini in the middle trying to like keep everybody cool.
In truth, I think she's Romulan. I really think that like the big moment is going to be that Tarini is more Romulan than
Well, first of all, Romulan and Vulcan to me is like Ghanaian and Nigerian. Yes, there's a line between them, but whatever. So because I've been to both, and I'm like, all right, sure, but but don't get them started on that freaking Jollof rice argument because you could be there all day. They would not let that go.
That's like going to a party with Nigerians. You also gonna be there all day.
Yeah. So I actually think that there's a very strong Romulan element that what it would traditionally be called Romulan, because there's no real genetic difference between Romulans and Vulcans.
No, but there's a huge cultural one. Yeah.
Yes, but that cultural difference has not been in effect for hundreds of years. There's still strains of it through the culture, but the culture is Navarre is essentially once again a unified people. The politics of it, though, because I definitely think that brother who was like giving a little nod, I definitely think he's Romulan. But he's so little Romulan. He's like, you know, if you say he's Romulan American, maybe, you know, he ain't, you know, he ain't been on Romulus. He ain't had the little gray fits. He ain't been like that, you know.
So you're saying that he only, you know, he barely speaks Romulan.
He speaks it on the high holy days. I'm saying he ain't walking around the house talking about no regular.
So
like he thinks elote is good elote. I see what you're saying.
But the good thing about that particular piece with Javini and all that is being able to see a brand new species that look kind of like praying mantis people, sort of, kind of, and kind of seeing them, hey, they got to their new planet or what. So it's like we kind of like wrapped up that story, but made newer implications, because now we got a new people that we can interface with and talk with, you know, or not people, but you know, people, whatever.
A new species,
the new species to
new
talk
culture
to and chill with, and then they're also safe, so that's a good
paranoid
thing.
Butterflies.
I'm just saying they had a right to be mad. And like we said, here's the callback, and here comes their great lie: we come in peace. It was exactly the same callback.
You know.
Oh man, I hate to say it, because in most cases, the Federation is cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know,
in most cases, you know about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
that's true, because
only
it's just
showing
like
the good stuff of the Federation.
We ain't seen the fools that act up and got to get fired from the Federation. We ain't seen them.
We've even seen the Cerritos go screw up a second contact, mess up a whole cultural thing, and have to have that be fixed. I'm just saying, everything's not sunshine and roses.
Yo, the Cerritos
one has to show up and murk somebody sometime.
I got a flashback to Deep Space Nine, y'all. That was really the first time that we saw that the Federation had a real dark side, and not just the fact that the promotion to Admiral drives people insane. Y'all laughing. Go look, chat. Go back and watch any Star Trek show. Whenever there's a bad thing or an infiltration or an alien species or or anybody in Starfleet goes rogue, it's always an admiral. Always. It's like, if you survive Admiral and go up to a higher rank, you cool, but it's
you
like,
get stuck in there.
Yeah,
you know how bad being an admiral is? It made Jim Kirk stop sleeping with everything that wasn't nailed down. That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah. And then he demoted himself back to captain, and he was back to normal. Just saying. You know, and stole a ship. But
like you do.
You know, but no, I mean that's the whole thing. But remember Deep Space Nine. Quark straight up said they talk a good game because they rich.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as they start losing.
Quark, man. Quark was like on the low. He had some lines for you.
He's a real one.
Honestly, Quark and Garrett were my favorite characters throughout most of the shows, but Discovery has taken everything good about those two, distilled it to what really made them good. No, not what the money said made them good. What actually made them good narratively? Cool. Let's take a look at that. Oh my God, they're three-dimensional characters from the start? Yeah. All right, now let's add that to this new show. Let's just add that to this new show. It was can I bring up something about episode 4?
Yeah,
because this hit me on a lot of levels. And I don't want y'all to feel attacked. Although it's fine if you feel seen.
Okay.
Tilly's B plot with the cadets.
Tilly is the illest.
Yo,
Tilly is the
look,
illest, fam.
I've told you, I've been saying that Tilly was dope ever since season 1 when they went on the other side and Tilly had to step up. When she went on the other side, she had to step up, put the hair down. All right.
Well,
I was like, you know what, Tilly? You kind of eye. You kind of eye. You know what I'm saying? When you gotta raise your game, you raise it. And ever since then, I've been cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
We already know that Tilly is cool, but Tilly, like having to take those cadets, and I got to give a massive shout out to these writers because Star Trek has always been an important cultural touchstone. Like it's one of these things, much like comic books. If you really want to know about the culture and the psychology of a specific time in American history, you can pick up a comic book, you can watch a Star Trek show. And Discovery holds up in that tradition because them cadets, man, I'm just like, wow, they're angry, they're isolationist, they're scared, they don't trust anybody, they're having a hard time working as a team, and they have no long sight. Like it really, what I saw in that story arc was you get to see how far Adira has come as an individual.
Yeah.
Because you had 5 other examples of where she was when we met her on the show. Mm-hmm. And I was mad at first. I was really mad at first because I'm like, not 5 more. God, not 5 more. And between Tilly and Adira with the relationship that they had that was sketchy at first, because I'm like, you guys remember back in, it was either season 3 or on episode 2, where Tilly snapped at Adira.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely rightfully so. But it was a side of Tilly that I hadn't seen in that universe. It was like, whoa, girl, when'd you get bass in your voice? You know?
Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Look, she's cool and everything, but you know.
But yeah,
she got to get mad. She. But the thing that I really liked about Tilly is because in this episode, I feel like they're getting ready. She's getting ready to leave the show or something like that. I feel, or maybe take a break from the show or something. I don't know. The way they kind of set it up, or spinoff. Now, my thing is, when I saw it, I was like, man, but Tilly, we're a family though. We don't have friends, Tilly. We're family. But I also understand.
Come on, calm down, Dom. Calm down, Dom.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, did you just grow some arms?
And like, no, the wife beater. I got a charger.
I was about. Is that what the inside of your charger looks like?
Oh man, so seeing what she went through and understanding and kind of being there, we've all been there where it's like, okay, when I first started this journey, this was my plan. Mm-hmm. But now I really don't, that's not really my goal anymore.
Oh, you mean when life gets in the way?
I don't know. Maybe I want to do something else.
Life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast.
And she kind of broke down like, hey, I was kind of, part of me being in Starfleet was like, just kind of like, sticking it to my mom to be like, in your face, I'm not doing what you want me to do. And now, since like my mom is gone and maybe there might be my family somewhere, I wouldn't even know how to start looking for my great times 20 or something,
grandnieces and nephews.
Grandnieces, yeah. Like, so now there's no real meaning to me being here, and I have to find a new meaning in this. And her being with those cadets, I was like, this is nice. I like this. Even though this is something I said about Star Trek about 20 years ago. I was like, Star Trek needs an animated series about cadets. It could be awesome. And I said that like 2001 or 2. I was like, man, it could be awesome. They should do something with the cadets. And then there was just like nothing happened. But now we got Prodigy, so it's cadet-ish,
What I really appreciate about what you're saying, especially because it's something that, as Solar said, gives us a look at the culture. All of us have the opportunity for a new chance. All of us have the opportunity to make a new decision about our lives based on the fact that, you know, we are now at the precipice of an unprecedented point of history where people are saying, yeah, do I really need this job? Do I have to go back to the office? Or could I actually figure something else out? You know, I think I could. So you see, you especially see what I'm saying.
We'll talk after the stream.
So,
I'm like, he says on the stream full of entrepreneurs. Okay, sure.
So what I'm saying is that Chili realizing that she doesn't have to be bound by the definitions of her family, of her time, of her own desire to spite some other energy, that she can make her own choices about a new life was my second favorite thing about that. My first favorite thing was your man, the space orc, when he was like, oh, dang, I really was wrong. Dude put some facial acting on underneath them prosthetics.
Yeah.
Dude showed up for that performance. He was like, because he was committed to this, oh, I hate you, you're an Orion, you suck, you're Emerald Chip.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually was on my side all along.
I guess you cool.
Oh, man.
I guess you cool.
My bad, fam. You want this cookie? You want this cookie, man?
And that's what happens. That's the beauty of like seeing these situations, because it's like so many times this is what can happen if things go unsaid. Like y'all all up on this ship together, being quiet, not saying a word. If you struck up a conversation, maybe you'd see. But then I guess I kind of get the isolationist thing, because if you're a cadet at Starfleet, I assume that you're beyond AP classes. Like you the smartest of the smarty smart. You know, but you my master now? No,
but this is post. But we also have to remember the trauma, the burn. This is a post-burn society where people have been steeped in mistrust and terror for more than 100 years. We've only been in quarantine for 2 years, and we're already completely wacky. So man,
it's been 2 years, and people out here acting a fool. All right.
I would comment more on this conversation, but I'm trying to be more solar on NERDSoul show and not your GM.
You know what? I got something for you then, pal. I'm gonna put you up for good.
I'm just saying. That's all.
But I do. Wow. I also like our boy from section 13, section 31, whichever one it is.
31.
It's 31. I like how
13 does the laundry. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah. I like that he's just there like, hey, look, you want the job? It's yours.
I'm David Cronenberg. I'm guest starring. What do you need? What are we doing?
Now, with that said, I gotta go torture somebody real quick to get some information.
Yeah. And it was, she is from a mirror universe and her molecules are destabilizing. But I could have told you that months ago.
Yeah.
Why didn't you volunteer anything? Because what is that thing you sleep under? Yeah, covers? Yeah.
He's like, I'm David Cronenberg. Come on now.
Like whenever he's in the room, it's like
body horror.
I want a scene with him and Bill Duke interrogating someone. And then
my God. That would be the illest.
Like, that's all I need. Someone hire Bill Duke, put him in section 31, and they can both interrogate someone, and it'll be the most passive-aggressive, evasive, also mean-spirited interrogation ever.
Just do his character from Black Lightning. Because this dude from Black Lightning is even colder than the one that we all recognize.
All right. So, with that being said, speaking of passive aggressive and angry, so Madam President.
Yeah, let's
link there. Yeah, see, I recognize the segue, huh?
I'm tired of the like. I didn't think you could do it. I was just like, I literally paused the show, and I looked at Lisa. I was like, ain't this like the third time she said something about like that? Like, look, what you're really saying, you're not saying thug. What you're really saying, like, I'm just saying, you're not saying that you didn't think I could do it. What you're really saying.
At one point, I really just want Michael to be like, look, I know you've all gone through things, I know you all have suffered. I know the burn has traumatized you. But there's one thing that empirical evidence, that logical summary needs to show you. I'm better than all of you.
Thank you.
I've always been
that.
better than all of you. And here's the multiple points of evidence that prove how I've saved the entire universe multiple times by being better than all of you.
See,
like
you guys,
in 3 seasons, she saved
Shut up.
she saved the multiverse, the galaxy, and then existence. Bruh, I was just like, look, I know, Michael, I know you're trying to hold it in, but I need you to be like, Madam
Book
President.
hold my earrings. Book hold my earrings.
This look, and then when you get the praying hands, you know it's about to be on the side.
Forehead. I'm gonna say this. What? Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I'm still in the hood. No. See, what you guys are missing is you guys are listening.
Oh, hold up. Somebody's mic is like scratching the signal or something. Okay.
Yeah. So what you guys are doing right now is you're listening to what a politician says and not seeing what the politician is communicating.
Oh, please.
Oh, seriously. What I'm looking at when I see this character, and I'm not making excuses, and I will even double comment on how much it pisses me off. She is not, it's not the, I didn't think you could do it. It's, I see that you don't belong on this ship. You belong in command of more. And I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push your buttons. I'm waiting for you to blow up at me so that I can then know that you're not one of those people that suppress all the stuff until you're at the top of a water tower with a rifle. Because she's always going, I don't think you can do it.
So but President Rilak is a good person?
No.
She's just a coach trying to get the best out of you.
Pretty much. And I'm not saying she's a good person. I'm saying that's politics. What I saw in this last episode is that Michael is being groomed to replace what's his name as the head of Starfleet. That is what I'm seeing.
I appreciate that conceptually. I do.
Wow.
From a certain perspective, appreciate that. But I'm just waiting to see when you blow up at me is something that an ex-girlfriend said to me because she said, and I quote, I want to see how far it'll take before you hit me. That's illogical. That's dysfunctional. That's not the right way to operate. So
in a relationship, yeah.
In business, it's even worse. If this is President Karen's idea, then first of all, before I ask Michael to check your Patreon to see if President Rilak has started joining it, before I do that, what I need to say is that this methodology, I'm going to belittle you, I'm going to nag you and make you try to be better for spite, is an illogical way to operate, especially from somebody who is raised up in a Vulcan logic system. It's the worst possible tactic to use.
You know this?
As such,
this?
I know. Not only do I know this, but somebody who has 900 years of extra psychology behind her as a president should be able to look it up on her space internet.
See, that's where you just stepped in it. You just said the most dangerous word in the English language.
Internet?
Should.
We're not.
Okay,
no,
Dad.
I'm not.
I see you trying to be my dad right now.
Hold on. Normally, I would give that to you, Solar, but she's the president. She's not. She's not the store manager. She's the president of the. So if she was a lower level, I might let you get away with the should. I might let you get away with the should. She's the president. You got to hold that responsibility. You want the title. Take the responsibility. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. She's the president, man.
Look, again, we all know that Star Trek has never wrote leadership nobly and non-corruptedly. Even the people who were good, the ones who were good, like think back to the Best of Both Worlds when Picard got taken by the Borg. Okay? Those admirals and the new captain of the Enterprise that came in over Riker, they were jerks, but they were right. Okay? Leadership is tough. And people, especially in Starfleet, have never been exemplary leaders beyond the rank of captain. Never. And honestly, only twice, only 2 examples were the exemplary of leadership as captains. And those literally were Cisco and Picard. Even the rest of the captains on all the other shows, except for maybe Lower Decks, she's still, that captain is still on the fence for me. But the rest, we get to see all of their mistakes and all of their stupidity in leadership, because the show is still written by humans and written by Americans. So that's what I'm seeing on that.
Clever Little Vixen says, when does the Federation hold their elections? I have yet to see any crew going to the polls.
I haven't received my mail-in ballot. I have not. I got a phaser, but I didn't receive my mail-in ballot.
I've been studying some stuff on Starship Troopers, and honestly, that might be your ballot, Hannibal.
I'll vote with it then. I'll vote with it.
But yeah, I was just, and I'm not gonna call her President Karen anymore, because I did some research on where I know that actress from, and it was from the show The Man in the High Castle. And she was
yeah,
and I'm like, she was Nazi wife. And now she's president of
President Fraulein then.
Yes, President Fraulein is fine. Yes, President Fraulein. And she is coming off with that fascistic authority presence, if not behavior. Because, think back to the beginning of episode 4. It was like, the other people couldn't make it, so I want the Discovery there. To sit there, be quiet, and just look official. And that is very much that.
If that's the case, that's even worse. That makes her even worse at her job. And
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
I really don't know.
I'm not saying the leadership should be presented as good or whatever. I'm just saying, if you go do your job, do your job. Most of the entertainment I enjoy has people who are good at their job, facing other people who are good at their job, and then it going as well as either one of them can do.
You like competence porn. Okay.
I do love competence porn. I do.
Because it's like, we have the Discovery, and they're doing very good work, and they're doing their best. And now it seems like, it's kind of like when President Rilak is when you're at a job, and then there's a restructure where all of a sudden there's like 3 more managers above you, and you're like, but why? You're like, why is there 3 more layers of management above me? Like,
remember,
what?
She's not president of the Federation that we know. She's president of the Tatters. So she might be where it sounds like you guys are comparing her to the best of what was, not the best of what's left.
Okay.
Here's why I keep I go on canonical evidence. I'm the king of it. When I look at the security head of Starfleet, that woman knows what she's doing.
Yes.
She's competent, she's skilled, she's amazing.
Yes.
When I look at the Admiral, he's afraid, but he's competent, he's amazing.
Yes.
When I look at a number of people, even when I look at the lady who ran the Emerald Chain, was she ruthless and horrible? Absolutely. Was she effective? Absolutely.
Yeah, she knew what she was
There's a gang
doing.
of competent people that I see. So when I see all of that competence, and when I see President Fraulein roll up, goose stepping in and trying to tell me
Whose
some
dad
shenanigans,
drove supply missions.
I'm like, yeah, ma'am, stand down.
She didn't say nothing about her qualifications. She said her daddy dropped off.
Over truck.
I'm not saying that you guys are wholly incorrect. What I am saying is this: the Admiral is good at his job. His job is telling spaceships where to go. And though there has not been any Federation, he has been the president of the Federation Club with the Federation ships. The other character that you brought up?
The security lady.
The security advisor. Yeah, they've been living in a freaking paranoid, no dilithium universe. It's impossible to be bad at security when you live in a war zone.
Really? You want me to dig up a whole bunch of statistics to show you otherwise?
Really? All right. I'm talking at that level. And you know what? I know what you're saying because we always had Chekhov. But
I'm saying I could get the commanders from Afghanistan. I could get their stats right now.
Now let me finish my point. The leader of the Emerald Chain, the Orion chick, she was good at her job. did she build the emerald chain?
Yeah, through murder.
Yeah, it seemed like her.
What you're saying is you would have more respect of President Fraulein if she built the Federation in the same way that outer space terrorist cowboys would.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I listed 3 completely different types of jobs with 3 completely different types of qualifications where people had 3 completely different competencies.
Yes.
I'm not saying that she has to have any of them. I'm saying she has to have the competencies for her job, the
And-
job
Okay,
that she
so-
applied for.
I'm not
what I would have
denying
liked,
that- Yeah.
what I would have liked is a scene before the thing, like her pulling Saru and Michael aside, being like, "Hey, look, I need you guys to come to this thing with me. I know normally you don't come, but I'm hearing some rumblings that there might be some, some mistrust, and I might need y'all to pull an audible and back my play on some stuff."
You see,
Boom.
she did.
Boom. That would
Politically.
create
okay,
a
all
rapport
right, look.
between us.
I'm gonna point this out. Star Wars Rebels, the first episode with Lando Calrissian. They're walking through the trading ship, and look, this ship is great. They even have escape pods. And then he gave the Twi'lek pilot chick to the bad guys, and they're leaving, and it was like, oh, she'll know to get into the escape pod and meet us later at a rendezvous point. How would she know? Didn't you hear me tell her? The whole act of politics, the entire thing of politics.
He's not the president, though.
Yeah, if you're trying to
nobody
hold
understands except for your people.
If
It's why I
Lando's the bar you're
despise
trying to
politics.
hit, if Lando's the bar you're trying to hit, you need to aim higher.
I'm just
And I
saying,
love Lando.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is what you guys are asking for is governance the way that it should be, but it is not politics. It's a great big difference between the two things. And
But her job is both.
Huh?
Her job is both.
Her job is both as situations apply. And keep in mind, these writers are still human and from the United States in the 21st century. And right now, in the world that we live in, it's 90% politics, 10% governance. Ask our infrastructure.
If I didn't believe
Ask our infrastructure.
if I didn't believe that writers in the modern day could imagine a better future, I wouldn't need George Lucas or Roddenberry at all. I wouldn't need either of them at all. Both of them had the same idea. They lived in a time where it was craptastic. And both of them said, you know what? We can do better. We can envision something better. And now I've got a freaking communicator in my hand.
Look, and a tricorder. Don't forget tricorder. Look, I'm not saying that writers can't, but what I am saying is writers that are capable of hitting the level that you're talking about are rare. And there's more TV now than there ever has been in the history of television. So something's going to fall through the cracks. Something is going to fall through the cracks. And again, I study politics. I also study governance. I prefer governance as well. I don't like what I'm seeing, but if I'm correct in what I'm speculating, I am seeing what I'm seeing.
Okay.
And
I'll just tarkin you and say, I think you're far too trusting, but I'll give it up.
well, that is the one place we have a chasm because you are hateful and distrustful about mostly everything.
And I'm also right about mostly everything.
Stress-free cases, I think the writers know they're creating a President Karen and expecting Michael to have to slap her down. Maybe not even slap her down, just be like, yo, I don't know, maybe someone's told you something, but I've saved the galaxy, the world, universe, multiverse, all that. I've done it times over. Like this, you can come to me. Like, of course I can handle it. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Bro,
what can I not handle it?
Look,
like, this whole thing of, it's very corporate worldish of the like, I didn't know you could handle it. I've got 15 years of experience. And let's not even count the years before I was like in-house or something like that doing it.
Yeah.
So
and
like,
let's be real, we are talking about a character who literally saved first saved the universe dressed as an angel and then fell through time with angelic wings and fixed their technology. However, real world comparison, we have a little bitty angelic man just saying, get a shot and wear a mask. And where's that going? We never listen to the people who are most qualified when people are all messed up because stuff is difficult. You know?
I simply want President Fraulein to heed the words of that great philosopher, Nathaniel Dwayne Hale, who said, and I quote, "Holler at my dogs, holler at my dogs."
You know what? We're going to end on that. That's a perfect way to end. It's a perfect way to end. Down below, in the bottom square, Solar Gray, tell them how they can find you, where to subscribe and like and purchase stuff and whatever.
You guys can find me at twitch.tv/BID_P, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time on the dark side of the room, or Monday through Thursday on the dark side of the room. You can catch me on Fridays at the same time, at the same Twitch channel. For Hobby Hall, if you were interested in spending time with kids and doing craft stuff for cheap and making things like train sets, you guys can do that. You can also find me on Instagram at Back in the Deck, and you can find me on TikTok at BidP. That's BIDPY. And you can most reliably find me on that wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Facebook. And join Deckers on the Book, which is a public group for nerds, dorks, geeks, that are people of color, women, LGBTQ+, the disabled, the neurodivergent, and the fiscally disenfranchised, in case there are white people out there going, oh, so what, I can't come? Hey, Trailer Park is never more than a couple of miles away from the projects. We got you too. So that's where you guys can find me.
All right, and over here, Mr. Taboo.
You can find me on social media using @Hannibal Taboo, HANNI, B as in bounce, ALTABU. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, the underside of Kid Capri's Mixer, and everywhere you'd like to be. As of tonight, I will be moving to a new time slot on KQBH LP, which is 101.5 FM in Los Angeles, or lpfm.la in your browser, wherever you are. That'll be live streaming on the web and on the radio from 11 p.m. to midnight Sundays. That's my new time slot. I'm the head comics reviewer at Bleeding Cool. You can find my reviews there as soon as I remember the password to the firewall so I can post my reviews that I've forgotten to post this week.
Happens to the best of us, man. Happens to
I'm also on the iHeartRadio podcast, Nerdorama with Mo and Tawala. My reviews you can hear there. And Project Wildfire will be in stores if the international paper shortage doesn't hold me up again, December 22nd. So please, thank you for your patience. And you can also see me at operative.net and HannibalTaboo.com. Thank you.
Word up. So, of course, NERDSoul, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, all that stuff. You know the deal. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. These young gentlemen are amazing. Star Trek Discovery is amazing. If you're not watching it, then you should be. And
wake up, quit sleeping on it.
In your life that aren't watching it, tell them to watch it.
And wake them up. Make sure they stop sleeping on it. It ain't a comfortable bed to sleep on.
Because the show is good. So we got Parker P.L. Lewis. Parker trying to bring y'all out here. From us to y'all, thank you for watching. And of course, I know, and what Hassan too. For us to you, peace. And watch Spider-Verse. That comes from
Somebody wants an endorsement contract.
Anyway, we out, y'all. We out.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too sharp, I stay on my toes. About that Guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. We still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grind together, we all came from Hunger Games.